Well, here we are, Saturday afternoon. It's actually getting to be late Saturday afternoon. It's not quite early evening yet, but it is after 4 o'clock. And finally, the sun comes out. We're ready for that. And standing out here, finally got all the ice melted off, and my daffodils, which has begun to open up yesterday. I didn't get the ice on them, are continuing to wake up this spring. This row is my earliest row that we ever get, and we planted them several years ago. And back in behind them, then there's a row if we go down here, you can actually see them. There's a row of lilies then that grow up and bloom behind them later in the year. So the whole thought here is to have flowers along this fence line just about all the time. Now, those of you who have been watching my Facebook page and saw me put the roof on the little brown shed, this thing was not in anywhere near as bad a shape as what the corn crib is, but it was not in good shape. This is a shed that I actually built myself, and in building it, I never got it finished. I got the roof to where that I had wafer board and then felt paper and drip edge, everything like that on it, and everything was looking pretty good there, but I never got it completed, and it got to be a real mess because it's not completing it. The felt paper blew off of it, and the OSB wafer board got all messed up. Bad enough that I actually had to take a couple of my rafters off and redo them. You can see there's moss on the end of the rafters there. That's going to have to be pressure washed and cleaned, painted, get the corners put on and everything like that. I got to get some Z channel here to finish putting my siding here up at on the gable on this side, and then I've never got this front of it built. I want to have a 48-inch door there. One of my interesting things here is I think I'm actually going to have to make a rather than just a two-piece door. I think I'm going to have to make a three-piece door because the top of my the top of my door, if I just make a two-piece door, will come out and hit this eave overhang, and so I'm going to actually have to build a hinge deal there with one going all the way across, and put a hook in it to where when I want to go in, I open the two swing doors down here. That's the corner, and the first brace I got the same thing on the other side over there. Got a corner, and then the brace for the hinges. That'll be a double door. But anyway, yeah, that's another one of my that's another one of my, okay, let's throw it here because we don't have any place else to put it without it being out in the yard. Now I got so much stuff that's out in the yard that things are getting pretty ugly here. And see, this is why I can't have nice things. This has been sitting here for over a week for some dumb reason. We'll get that picked up. That topper used to be on the little Dakota over there, and it's been gone a long time ago. Anyway, this little Blue Horizon here was actually a neat little car. That was new enough that it had a 2.5 rather than a 2.2 in it, but it's got, I think, 320,000 miles on it, and boy does it need some freshening up. The last time Angie drove that to school for years and years and years, and then after she got tired of it, she and Dale worked out a deal on it. It's now Dale's, and he's told me to get rid of it. I'm thinking I should go ahead and do some playing with it. I don't know why I would set that down there. Let's just go ahead and go back out here and put this staple hammer out here in the underneath of this wood. Now, it's been cold and rainy enough that I just haven't got out and done anything here other than oh, I've shot a couple videos and played some games that way. In that regard, I've been having fun, but I haven't really got anything done with this project. And one of the reasons I haven't is because I hit something here. Oh, it's not terminal. Ezzy, why don't you come on out of there, girl? Come on. Come on. Kitty, 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 kitty. Come on. Out. Out, cat, so I can close the door. You don't want me to close you in there. Come on. Come on, Ezzy. There you go. Good job, girl. Thanks for your cooperation. Appreciate it. Okay, latch that back up. Anyway, I started to tell you I have ran into a slight problem here. Nothing major, but it's one that I definitely want to eventually figure out. The question is do I correct it now or do I let it go? I showed you the other day that I got this floor on here. Now I don't have it fastened down. And if you look at that gap right there, that's why. Surprisingly, I mean, I haven't been putting rulers or anything on there. Surprisingly, I actually was able to put two 4-foot pieces of plywood down here, and it's almost like it fit, except until you start looking at that gap and that gap along with the other gap. I got to make a little bit of adjustment on those two boards there, and I think I want to do that before I get into that corner. That corner is actually not going to be too hard, and I'll explain that and show that when we get further along rather than messing with it now. But I think probably, and I may get this done this evening, I've just got these plywood fastened down with just a minimal screws. As a matter of fact, I think as you saw there, this one here is not really even fastened down, so that one won't be hard to move at all. But I think what I got to do is move, and I don't think I want to move this end of that board out. I think what I want to do is move that end of this board. I think I want to move it this way, but in order to do that, I'm going to have to take this one completely out, or at least loosen it up all the way. I got room down here. I can make a slide and slide it probably close to 2 inches actually. Then square up that corner, and it'll sure make things a lot nicer. The problem of it is, well, yeah, that's going to work, because the more I look at this, the more I see that those boards aren't completely on that plate that I put down there to begin with. So that'll work out. But yeah, I want to get that corner over there as square as what I can, so that when I do fasten together, it's going to be okay. Now the other thing here that I'll probably correct while I'm doing this, and I was going to let it go and then come back, but I think I'm going to go ahead and correct it now. I don't know if you can see this or not, but there's actually a step up between the plywood and that plate there in that corner where Ezzy's at. But you get over here in front of me, and they're basically the same level. And then when you get down over into this corner, there's a difference again. So I think what I got to do is come back over here, about here, and get a jack underneath there and actually raise that up, and then put some support underneath it and go from there. Ezzy is just having fun in her new playground here. I gotta make sure when I put this back together they don't fasten her in underneath there. But anyway, yeah, it's a minor inconvenience. It's really, when you consider all that I've just been kind of playing with her. There she's coming back out. Come on, Ez. You get hung up underneath there, and I don't know how I'm gonna get you out, girl. Yeah, well, she's having fun. It's a new playground for her, and I'm not gonna complain about her having fun. But one of the next things I got to do, and I think I'm going to do this even before I start messing with that board, is I think I'm going to find a couple studs over there, nail a face board across there, and put a hook in it, and then come over here directly opposite and do the same thing over here and get a ratchet strap going that way. Now I'm not going to leave it as low as what that other one is. That other one is nastily in the way. And but anyway, I think with a ratchet strap here, I think I can pull that back together. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take 3/4 inch plywood. I got another couple sheets of this, and I'm going to make a deal, an L corner there, and set that in there, pull that all together, and then screw it in from the outside into that L corner, and that should hold that together. Eventually I'll have to go outside and do some replacing of the siding board, and I'm fully aware of that. That's going to have to be done eventually. But at this point, basically all I really need to get done is just get it to the point to where the thing is squared up, and when I get done I can actually be happy with it. There was a time in my life I would have just said, no problem, because if I get that floor level, it's going to need more plywood on top of that plywood anyways, and I'm fully aware of that too. And what I would have done would just said, okay, I'll just custom cut the other pieces and like it. But I think I just want to get that squared up. I think I want to get that to where it actually is, to where when I get her done, it's actually something that looks good. She just clumb up. I should have caught her. She literally clumb up that post on the end of that, and went from the ground up to where she's sitting now. And I never declaw a cat. I refuse to declaw a cat. She's got scratching posts inside. She doesn't usually scratch anything other than the scratching post inside. And she's quite the hunter in a way. In another way, she's almost a little aggravating about her hunting, but oh well. She's pretty enough. I'm not going to worry about that too much. But anyway, yep, the sun's starting to shine here again. My new motto has become, you got to get something done even if it's wrong. And been having too many days over the last years of my life where I haven't got anything done at all. So if I get something done, even if it's wrong, at least I've got something done. Make it look different anyway. Oh man, I suppose what I could do, and I don't know if I'm going to do it, but what I could do is clean up those sawhorses, come over here and clean up. There's a bunch of logs out there, ends of logs that need to be picked up. Yeah, I told you in the earlier video about how a storm came through here. When that storm came through here, it blew a couple big limbs out of this sycamore tree. It's a big shagbark sycamore. You can tell here, you can just look at it and see it. It's that kind of stuff. I'm going to get around the other side to where the light will actually help me instead of shining against me. But what I had over here was the last fall we had tarps on the house, and I had brought my tarps over here, stretched them out, and those blocked up sycamore limbs is what I was using to hold the tarps down. Well, obviously I got the tarps out of there. I suppose instead of talking about it, I should just go get the cart and get her done. But that might be what I do this evening, rather than getting into something where I've actually got to use my brain. I may just come out here and do some mindless stuff. I'm really good at mindless stuff. The more mindless it is, usually the better off I am. See, the tulips are coming up. I don't know. I'm not sure if I've seen any blossom bulbs on them yet or not. Almost looks like I need to do a little bit of weeding here. And if you look straight down here, I know where they're at. Yeah, if you look real close, you can see the hostas beginning to stick through. I think there's 7 hosta hills around this tire. It actually looks pretty good when everything comes together here. that tire was supposed to be centered on that building. That tire obviously is not centered on that building. And the more I think about that, I did not put that tire there. And I think the reason it's not centered on that building is because it was already there when we moved in. And I never have got ambitious enough to literally take it up and center it on the building. It's been there, it's been uncentered for so long, it'll probably stay uncentered. One of these days I'll get the pressure washer out here. I'm going to pressure wash the milk shed before I actually do the painting on it. Pressure wash it and do some scraping and that kind of stuff. And do that and pressure wash that tire and then put some tire black, the shine stuff that they put on it. That should actually gloss up really pretty nicely. Well, I don't know if I got anything done here in the last 5 minutes, but it felt good to be out in the sunshine. And like I said, I may just go get my gloves on and get the cart and start moving some stuff around. It's not like I don't have plenty of stuff here that needs to be moved around. And away we go. Oh, hum. When I say ho hum, I realize that I say ho hum, it's my way of saying, boy, Joe, you sure haven't got much done, have you? And in times past, I've actually let that overwhelm me. And instead of getting up and getting something done, even if it's not right, I just haven't been getting anything done. And that's the reason the place looks the way it does. It's nobody's fault but my own. And tell you what, that sun starts shining, I'm going to have to get that little mower out and running too. That looks good. When that's all mowed up, that actually looks pretty sharp out across there. And especially when the trees start blooming, the fruit trees start blooming and everything like that. I got an old willow tree. You can see it down there beyond the doghouse. Got an old willow. It's actually the same age as what that is. I put those 2 willow trees in. But as I explained in the other video, when they were young, the deers came up and scraped on them and injured them. And they grew up with soft spots on them, and the winds have not been kind to them at all. And so, yeah, I got one down there I completely got to take out. This one over here, as I showed you this morning, probably should just be taken out. The one beyond the tractor down the hill. That needs to be done. And then as you go down past the burn pile down there, there's another couple little, they're just regular weeping willow trees down there. That was a shoot that actually started down underneath the birch tree down there, and I dug it out of there and moved it. And that's a lot of this. The birch tree was there when we came in. That was really the only tree that was here. That tree in front of the little Cutlass station wagon, that's just a junk weed tree. Got a bunch of those around here. We got to get rid of a bunch of them and do some more cleanup. But like I said, a little bit at a time. I am getting stuff done. It's going to be somebody from work today told me I needed to take more vacation on my vacation, and I appreciated the sentiment, but the reality of it is I got to get some stuff done here. Well, you guys take care. I'm rambling on just like I always do, and away we go. Someday, before too much longer, I hope to get the sandblaster out and get that gas tank repainted too. That's going to be a fun little job, but I actually need to do that. There's hosta plants around that. I actually need to do that before the hostas start growing too big. And anyway, we'll see what happens. There's so many things like that I need to do. The way we'll get done. You take care. We'll talk to you later.